Well, hello. My name is Thomas Klein, and I'll be presenting on walking into the known future of two worlds. How are we prepared? And basically, as we are transitioning into this new technological world, how are we prepared to be able to cope with the circumstances that technology will bring to us? And the fact is that this presentation focused really on social justice and equity, and this is something that we always talk about because of the various social gaps that we have within our society. So it becomes very relevant for us to consider how it affects everyone. And we all can attest to the fact that technology has transformed our way of life. It has changed our normal activities, and then we will all attest to the fact that things are not as they were because of the advancement of technology everywhere. And one thing that we have to concentrate is that though technology is advancing, but when there is a challenge, what happens to those who do not have access to this technology? And then how are they going to be affected by any problem? And I think COVID-19 has done well to reveal some of the problems that we face. And then some of the problems that we face in our educational sector is the fact that now most schools are moving towards this online and then blended form of learning. But the issue is that moving to that direction, how is it affecting certain schools, or how are certain societies being affected? And we all could see that there is this gap between societies. I mean, that is the they do not have access to this hardware and software that will enable them to continue education as they want it to be. And then digital divide, therefore, is negatively affecting less privileged or the marginalized people in the society. And then we all know that a lot have been done, or people are doing their best to bridge this particular gap between the rich and the poor. And this have been done through various policies, and then maybe sharing computers, making internet accessible to people. But the real issue that we have to also consider is the fact that not everybody will have access to this internet. Therefore, how will their world look like? Because there are so many societies. I wouldn't restrict this one to the United States here. There are so many societies that may not have access to this internet. And then how are we trying to consider how these people, their lives will be in a nearby future? And then this gives us the opportunity to also assess the social gap that has been created now because of technology, and how this social gap will be widened in the future. So that is why I initially said walking into a future world of unforeseen issues. Though it is unforeseen, but based on the things occurring right now, we can base on to predict what will happen in the future. That is, there might be um, an increase in the gap between two people, and it gives us the opportunity to also envisage the two worlds that I'm talking about. So this will be the world of those who are privileged and the world of those who are not privileged. And I believe that we all have to understand that when such worlds are being created, the gap between the rich and the poor, or the marginalized and the privileged, will eventually be very, very, very high. And then we have to consider, so what are some of the things that people who are privileged are enjoying, especially in education? And then we all will attest to this transformation in education, as in now teachers and students have been active, and so we may not consider students as tabula rasa. Therefore, the privileged with access to technology will be able to be active in their learning processes compared to those from less privileged areas. And these students will therefore be armed with the resources that they need to solve problems in a nearby future. That is, they will be equipped with the skills and then the experience in order to recognize issues, be conscious of issues affecting them in order to be able to provide solution to them. They will be able to collaborate among themselves because of technology, and these people will always be at the upper hand compared to those from the less privileged. So though we are talking about how technology is influencing education, we have to consider which people are benefiting more and how it will marginalize the other people. So these people become creative, but those from the less privileged neighborhood may not be that creative. I mean, in quotes. However, these people will create a society where it will be easy for them to always socialize their younger generation into this kind of society. And then we normally tell me the rich will continue to be richer and then the poor will continue to be poorer. And this is some of the trickling down effect that it will impact uh, on people. So the whole idea is which people will be equipped and which people will not be equipped. What are some of the world that we are creating? And then how are we going to ensure that all people are satisfied? I mean, the well being of everybody is improved in order to ensure that we are actually bridging the gap between societies by ensuring that people are able to access and afford technology the way that they need to improve themselves.